Bonsoir Paris, good morning Los Angeles. This is Matt for the Paris Art and Movie Awards. This is episode number 5 of the show Spotlight. We are here to talk with director, actors, filmmakers who submitted to the PAMA, who've been part of the network for the past years and who are going to be part of the network by submitting to the 2021 call for films for the Paris Art and Movie Awards, which is accepting entries right now. We're going to have this morning for the first time an actor who's been featuring in a feature film that's very special, and I think he's just arrived backstage. Dustin, good morning.
Morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
Good. It's been a good day out here. It's a little bit cold, but pretty nice. How's the weather out there?
It's kind of hot right here. Where are you? Are you in New York? Where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're not that far than me. So you are an actor, and you submitted to the Paris Art and Movie Awards with a movie. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are? We want to know you a little bit better.
Yes, my name is Dustin Ardine. I've been an actor since I was 6 years old. Classically trained method actor. I went to the New York Film Academy here in Los Angeles for a few years. And the film that I submitted to you is called Ariadne, and it's based on the Greek mythology legend, and I play the role of the Minotaur in it. It's directed by Adrian Rodriguez, who's a wonderful, phenomenal director. We shot over about a 3-month period of time in that for the feature film, and it's out there doing really well right now, and we're so glad and honored to be part of your festival.
That's a feature film, and you are the Minotaur, so you are the lead in the film.
Yes, I am. I'm the male lead in the film. I play the role of the Minotaur, opposite of the cast and the crew who brought everything together. We have the story of the Minotaur, Theseus, and Ariadne, their love triangle, the whole story. It's a new take on the subject. It's a different vision. The director, Adrian Rodriguez, and myself and the cinematographer, Nurmat, all came together with this idea for doing this. And one of the things that the director told me was like, I really want you for this role, but obviously to play the role of a Minotaur, you're going to have to gain a lot weight. He wanted me really bulky.
I'm gonna cut you right there. I'm gonna ask you the question, and you're gonna rest on the question. We want the people to learn about your adventure one step at a time.
Absolutely.
I want to know first. I know about what you did for the role, and that's why you're on the show. So we're going to talk about it. We are very interested in that. I want to know. Usually, we have at the Paris Art and Movie Awards, it's the directors who submit the films. And you are an actor, so that's not that usual. Usually actors submit also, but not that much. What made you decide to go to the festivals to show your work? What's the goal for you here?
Well, I think it's been my experience. I don't know if it's been other actors' experience, unfortunately, on some films, some shorts that I've done where you put everything that you have into it, and then for some reason or another, I don't know if it's the director or the production team, or if there's behind the scenes reasons for the film just not ever coming out. Film's not ever coming out. They just kind of sit there in the background, and you've put everything into it. The film's kind of done and in the can, but then it doesn't really go anywhere. I don't know if that's because the director gets into other films or other things, but I put everything that I had into this film and the other films that I do, and I take my career very seriously. So I wanted to make sure that this film gets out for the world to see, because everybody did such an amazing job with this film. And, sitting on it wasn't really going to do anything for anybody. I know that Adrian had put it out himself also, but he had gone back to Mexico, which is where he currently is right now. He lives in Mexico, and he's doing other projects that are all looking fantastic. So I asked him, after the film came out a little bit, I said, well, do you mind if I start putting it out just like I do with the other films that I have? And he goes, no, absolutely. So I was able to get a distribution deal for the film. The film was, widespread all over the world into, Best Buy and Walmart and everything like that. But before that, I wanted to put it into a bunch of, the festivals, because the festival circuit is really where you can shine as an artist, especially for film festivals like yourselves, that really take the concept of not just art house films, but they see what everybody in the films do. The directors, the producers, the screenwriters, all of them go and put so much hard work into it. You want to show that to the world.
Are you a producer on the film yourself?
I'm not a producer on this film. I have been a producer on other films, but I was there in the creation of the film, because me, Adrian, and the cinematographer, Nurmat, we all went to the New York Film Academy together. That's where we all met, and we
So
all
you know
came
each
together.
other. That's cool.
Yeah, we all knew each other, and we sat down and we were like, we want to make a feature film to put out to the world. Doing student projects and everything like that is wonderful, and it gives you a chance to hone your craft and tell interesting stories. But we all want to tell films that the world can enjoy and the world can see, and to get ourselves into the industry even more. So we came together and we said, look, we have to do this on a shoestring budget. We're basically, nobody's going to get paid anything. We're just going
to be involved.
Exactly.
You have to be involved in it to help the movie be created. So you're taking matters into your own hands. That's cool. I like it.
We decided we wanted to do this, and we came up with the concept. And once we honed on the concept, it just kind of took off. And from there, it was like wildfire.
Okay,
and we're very proud
of the story. I love it. Did you discuss the festival strategy with the team, with your friends from the New York Film Academy? Did you decide together which film festivals you're going to go to?
We wanted to put it out to as many film festivals as we possibly could. So, I'd said, okay, well, the film festivals, obviously, they cost to submit to different ones around the world and everything, but we really wanted to put them into ones that had a name out there already and that people knew for being either great art house film festivals or that the film could really have a chance of getting seen around the world for the type of film that it was, and for the artistry that it houses in it. And those are the films festivals that we decided this is what we wanted to put our film into, ones that would take it seriously, not just ones that were kind of either brand new or ones that didn't have a great reputation. We wanted to put into ones that have a great reputation around the world, so that
you are talking strategy. You are talking about picking the right festival for the right film, for the film you have. Going to festivals that are going to be receiving the film for what it is, and you're going to have a better chance to go into this. So did you have a long list? Because it's a very special film. We're going to talk about it right away, but it's a very special film.
Absolutely.
It's inspired by Greek mythology, and the role you play and everything in the movie is different. Can we say that? And
absolutely.
I guess you needed to find the right film festival to fit with that. Did you have a long list in the end as a result?
When we sat down and we compiled a list together, it did go rather large, because we wanted to, obviously it's Greek mythology, as you said, so the film festivals that were in Greece or Greek-driven film festivals or mythology film festivals, we knew we wanted to put it into that because that's what the main concept is. But outside of that, we also wanted to put it in film festivals that we knew spoke to the artists behind the films and would understand the concept of what we were trying to do, because it is a unique take on the subject. It's not just a rehashing of the exact story. Adrian had this beautiful idea in mind to take it and put it into a modern setting and to give it a little bit of a twist. So that's what we wanted to do, and those were the type of film festivals that we really honed in on putting it out there too.
How was the movie presented to you? Did you know what it was going to look like in the end? How did the director or the writer introduce you to that concept and the look of the film?
Oh, when me and Adrian and Nurmat all sat down to come up with story ideas, we all pitched many different kind of ideas. We knew we wanted to go very artistic, and Nurmat is the cinematographer, and he's an artist behind the camera, and he does such wonderful artistic shots, and we wanted to captivate his talent as well as Adrian's talent to Adrian loves symbolism in his work. He loves to showcase the actors and give them the freedom to express the characters that they had. And when Adrian came up with the idea of Greek mythology and retelling this story of Ariadne and the Minotaur and Theseus, his whole love triangle. And once he came up with that concept, we all loved it. And we were like, that's what we need to do. This is what we need to do. What do we have to do to make this happen? So we kind of compiled a list of step by step. This is what we all need to do. And this is how we need to pitch it. And then in the end, Adrian took the film. After we shot it, he took the film for many, many months to Mexico for post-production. And then when he first sent the trailer back to us, we were all astounded and blown away. We were like, I cannot believe this is, the end result. And then when he finally sent the film, we were just, we were so impressed by what he had done and by how the film had come out exactly how we wanted it to come out. So, cinematically beautiful, wonderful performances by everybody in the cast, and the crew worked so hard, and it came out that way.
It reminded me a little of Dogville by Lars von Trier. The raw aspects of the things and the choices in direction and set and costumes and makeup and the honesty of it. I mean, that movie is almost unlike anything we've seen.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Did you, and we're going to go back to the acting performance after that, but as a movie entity in itself, did you want guys to achieve something different to stand out?
Yes, we all sat down, and when we were coming up with the concept, and after Adrian gave the idea of this Greek mythology, we knew we didn't, like I said, want to rehash the same old story. So we were like, we want to make this as special and as unique in every single frame of every single shot. We want to have characters that are built on foundations. And when we sat down and we discussed my character, the Minotaur, or Theseus's character, or Ariadne's character, we really wanted to build from the ground up, because originally, there was kind of a twist that happened to us in post-production, because originally the title was Minotaur, and it was, we had shot a whole trailer for it, and then when we had shot the overall film, we had really seen that the arc of the story was actually honed in Ariadne's character. Her character goes on this journey of just discovering her love and which way her life needs to go, and my character is more of releasing her to go after not just her love, but to have a better life. And my character was much more based on letting go, and her character was about accepting. And the Theseus's character is there as the main antagonist, but we really wanted to show each unique character in a different way, so that when we put it out to the world, it would be viewed as different and unique, and put us all out there as real artists that had a great take on a different subject.
Sorry, this is live. You gained 65 pounds for that role. Did the director ask you to do that, or was it a personal commitment?
Well, it was kind of both, because when we sat down and once we had known what we were doing, and we came up with the concept and the script and everything, we started, okay, this is what we're going to start in post-production. And he kind of leaned over me. He was like, you understand you're playing the role of a Minotaur here. I want you to not only be able to bring the acting chops, which I know you can do, but you have to look the part, and you have to bring this beast kind of character to life. So I want you to gain some weight. And he had told me that he wanted me to gain maybe about 30 pounds, but when I kind of sat back and I was like looking at the character, and I homed in on like who this guy is, and I gave him the backstory that I gave him, I was like, no, this guy needs to be big. This guy needs to be nothing but muscle mass and weight, because when you gain that much weight in a little bit of time, you're going to gain not only muscle mass, but also just bulk. So basically I started eating everything inside. I worked out 3 times a day, and I did that for a good 3, almost 4 months to get into the character, while we were also doing pre-production and just I really committed myself to the character completely off screen. And I built this whole background of, we come up with the idea of who is this character at his core. And anybody who is familiar with the story of the Minotaur knows the story of the labyrinth, and he was imprisoned in the labyrinth. So we came up with this concept of, okay, he was a prisoner. So I looked up and studied the how prisoners react when they're outside of prison, once they get out, and all these different characteristics that prisoners have. And the cufflinks that he wears, they actually have a reason behind them. There's an X that is inscribed on them, and in the olden days that was the symbol of a prisoner, was someone who had that on them. So they were symbolism for his chains that he has. And when I brought all this together, I was like, I'm going to put myself fully into this character. I ended up gaining about 65, almost 70 pounds for the role, and lived the character completely 100% on screen and off screen for the full 3-month shoot.
You took definitely a modern approach in acting performance to a very ancient Greek mythology. I guess you're familiar with Christian Bale, who's a regular in going into big and small for every performance that they had.
Absolutely.
Do you have any other performer you look up to, like Christian Bale?
Christian Bale, I absolutely respect his commitment to every role that he plays. Russell Crowe is another actor that I really get inspiration from in his roles, being able to go from Gladiator, Maximus to Beautiful Mind, where he played John Nash, and just the complete differences, and when he put on a little bit of weight that he put on for The Insider with Al Pacino. He's
Sure.
one that definitely gives me an inspiration. I was actually named after Dustin Hoffman, who is another inspiration of mine. So I really, those are the actors that I kind of migrate to, looking at their work and saying, this is what, the kind of work that I want to be able to do. So when you have that, and you know that not only are you going to go method with it, but you're going to really commit yourself to the character, it's an all around, experience where you have to sit down, and then the research you put into your role is critical. It's not just, oh well, I think he has this kind of accent, so I'll do it. It's really touching the ground running, and starting from a small kernel and building upon that kernel. And there's a saying that when I was in film school and when I was in acting school, that you have to kind of love the character that you have. And I've played
What
characters that
are
I don't love. You have to be
what are
honest to the character.
what are the tools you use as an actor? Do you have books? Do you listen to podcasts? What do you use as resources to help you create the roles you are working on?
I mean, for me, I have always homed into method acting. So for me, the passion book is kind of like my Bible, and so that book is really one of the things that I hone into for emotional memory, or bringing out the hidden emotions in your character, like I was saying, to where even if it's a choice that the character makes, you have to look at the script and look at who he is once you build that character, to say, okay, this might not be a good thing that this character does, but this is the real thing that this character would do. And when you sit down to memorize your lines and go step by step through building this character, you want to take things like emotional memory, or sensory recall, or any of these type of techniques, and put them into the character. But then also, the most important thing that at least I do when I'm building a character is being true to that character within that story, because I don't want to bring myself to the role. I don't want people to look up on the screen and go, God, Dustin's doing a great job. I want them to completely forget Dustin Ardine exists while they're watching that film, and go, wow, this Minotaur is such an amazing character, and this guy's so conflicted in the choices he makes. He's in a situation that he can't control, but this is the best choice that this character would make. Then when they finish the film, and they've enjoyed the film, and they've loved everyone's experience, they've gone on this emotional roller coaster, then they can go, God, who was that guy that did that great job? Okay, I'm going to look that guy up.
You mentioned sensory recall. What's that? What's sensory recall?
Well, I mean, sensory recall or emotional recall is going back in your own life and bringing something that you've experienced before. They teach you in school, like being able to imagine picking up a cup of coffee and drinking it while there's no actual cup of coffee there, but being able to taste the coffee in your mouth, or make sure that you don't close your fist too much where you'd actually break the cup of coffee, and be doing it in a grander fashion, being able to bring something into the film that you're having. Because there's films out there where someone dies, but obviously some people have never had that experience where they've had someone die. But being able to go back in your own life and bring a realness, a real emotion to whatever the scene is, bringing that recall of your emotion into the character is being able to place yourself in that moment. And if you have a scene where someone dies but you've never experienced that, then bring something else. If you've had an
Perfect. Yeah.
animal pass or something like that.
Using existing emotions you've been through to feed the performance you
Yes.
have to be. Back to the film festivals. What made you choose the Paris Art and Movie Awards to submit to?
Well, when I was looking at not only our list, but ever since, because that we filmed that film probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I know, I'm sorry, about a year ago, a year and a half ago. And we had a list, and I, started putting them out to everywhere. And once the film was completed, and I was actually given the okay to start, putting them into film festivals, I went and I spent probably, I want to say, good 5-6 hours just online compiling my own list of like film festivals that I wanted to do, and I sent them out to everybody in the cast and the crew. And when they gave me their okays of like, this one I think is the one we want to go to, your film festival was the one that everybody was like, this one is the one we want to go to. We believe that they have the kind of films that we want our film to be involved with. They believe in the artistic nature of films, and they believe in the artistic nature of the cast and the crew and the hard work that goes into it. And not only that, but they are, a prestigious film festival, which is what we wanted. They're known around the world, and they want, we wanted our film to be seen in that kind of light. So going with the, Paris Arts Film Festival, that's what we wanted to do. So we were very happy to find your film festival, and as soon as I found it, I was like, that's the one that I want to go with, and we submitted right away.
And you submitted, and you're not selected yet. This is going to be way later in 2021, but you are already on Spotlight, and that's so cool, because what we want to do, we want to promote, like you said, we believe in the work of the cast and crew and everybody working on movies. So this is what this show is about, promoting guys like you, putting hard work into films. In a more general perspective, what are you expecting from film festivals to give you to push your movie that you've been working so hard on, to push it under the lights?
Well, it's important that, when you're talking about your overall film and what you want to do with it, it's, one of the things that we all decided was that we didn't want this to be only this person's film. We didn't want this to just be Adrian's film, because this was a collaboration of many artists coming together, both in front of the camera and behind the camera. And we wanted to go for film festivals, not only, prestigious and who believe in the arts, but they could also, give recognition to everybody in the cast and crew. And your film festival not only gives recognition to the whole film in and of itself, and could possibly be a stepping stone to it going really far and being really recognized, but also the recognition of the director, the actors, the cast, the crew, the screenplay, the score, everything. That's what you want your film to do. So hopefully, as you said, we're not selected. Not only do we actually get selected for your film festival, but hopefully there's recognition out there, and obviously just getting selected is recognition. But if you're talking about getting recognition for an acting award, a directing award, a screenplay award, or anything like that, that's what we ultimately want, especially from a film festival as astounded as your own and prestigious as your own. So that's what we're hoping for within the film festival circuit, and to get more people to enjoy our film and to see our film. And that's why we wanted to go with films that have film festivals that were known and around the world.
I want to pinpoint on what you just said about recognition. Film festivals, I think, and we think that the role, the mission of film festivals is to give recognition to independent films, and that's exactly what we do at the Paris Art and Movie Awards and at the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards, and the other festivals we work on. Recognition is something. Do you think it's something that independent filmmakers miss? And I'm interested also in the actor's perspective, because being an actor, it's different submitting to film festivals. You submitted to Best Actor, and you submitted to Spotlight. So if the movie makes it far, it's going to benefit you directly. So do you think this film festival recognition is important today?
Absolutely. I mean, any type of recognition for your work, whether it's the Spotlight or, like you said, the Best Actor Award or Best Director, any recognition for the hard work that you put into any film, especially on a global circuit and a global network, is vital to being able to have the world see the hard work that you put into not your character or your screenplay or the overall film. And that's why you want to not just submit to one category, you want to submit to multiple ones to get the eyes on your film. And when you have the eyes on your film, that's what you want. You want people not only to see the film and enjoy the film, but you really want them to recognize the artists that go into that film. And that's why, your film festival, we believe, is such a crucial one, because you believe, just as we believe, that giving the recognition not only to the film but the artist behind it is what's very important.
Yeah, yeah. One of you, I know you've been to a couple of film festivals already. What's the feedback you have on that film?
The film festivals that we've gone to so far, it's been all positive. It's been really positive. I've had, we showed it, because of the virus pandemic. A couple of them had to be changed to online film festivals for the later part of last year. And one of them that we went into was the Dream Machine International Film Festival, and we got so much emails afterward, and we have a Facebook page that we got so much messages said, "Hey, I just saw you at the Dream Machine International Film Festival. We absolutely loved the film. Where can we, pick up a copy of it?" And then we give them, our links on the pages and everything like that. And it's been so wonderful. And me myself, I've gotten so much messages, from people who might not have seen the film but have seen pictures of me online recently, and they're like, "When did you shoot that? How did you gain that much weight?" All this other kind of stuff. And I always reach out to everybody that I can, that messages me. So it's been wonderful. I know that Adrian's won a best director award. The film has won best cinematography. I've won a best acting award. Me and Magni at the last film festival won best acting duo, which we were so astounded to win. Magni is actually, she lives in Iceland, so all of us are kind of scattered all over, and once something happens, we all come together, and it's like the family again, and we're like, "Oh, hey, how did it go?" And everything, and we're like, "This is wonderful." And for her to get recognition, for him to get recognition, and for the whole film to be seen on a global circuit, that's what we wanted. And we're so proud of the fact that everybody's loving it, and they're loving the modern take, as you said, on it. And not only that, but we've gotten so much messages on the individual characters that brought the film to life. Like, we've gotten so many characters about everybody's role, Theseus's and Ariadne's, and just how did you bring these characters to life? We didn't think that they would mesh this well, and so it's been really positive, and a couple of the positive reviews on IMDb, everything.
It's definitely a movie that stands out and that has something to say, and I think that's just the core of what we do as filmmakers. It's the storytelling. What do we have to say? What's the story we want to share with the world? And what story has value or interest enough for us to put 2 years of work into it, for maybe someday someone watching it in the film festival?
Exactly.
So
like you said, it's a maybe chance.
It's the values we put into the work and into what we do as an actor, as a director, myself, as a producer, as everybody working on the movie is just tremendous. And I think with that film, you guys have definitely something to show, something to say, and I think people should see it. So, guys, just keep posted on Ariadne. That feature film is gonna go places, and we'll see in a few months if it gets selected to the Paris Art and Movie Awards. Whatever, it was a pleasure to discuss with you, Dustin, this morning about that film, and I wish you the very, very best for that movie and the next project you're going to be involved in.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me, and thank you guys so much for doing the work that you do every single day. It's a real pleasure to be here with you guys right now. And like you said, hopefully we'll be with you guys in a couple months, and we'll hear some good news. But however that turns out, it's been such a pleasure to be with you guys. Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon. Guys, if you want to submit to the Paris Art and Movie Awards, because that's the name of the game, we are accepting movies right now on Film Freeway. The Paris Art and Movie Awards was created in 2011. We celebrated 10 years back in September 2020. Yes, we did celebrate 10 years of our festival during a pandemic, and we basically put together one of the biggest edition we ever had for the festival, because we didn't want the pandemic to stop us first. And also we did not try to recreate the festival experience online. We created a different experience online. So we do hope, and that's looking like this, looking like it. We do hope that we're going to meet you in person in Paris in 2021, that we're going to be back on the Champs-Élysées, that we're going to be back in the historic venues and the movie theaters in Paris. If you want to be part of that, and if you want to be part of the network, you can submit to the Paris Art and Movie Awards. One of the next steps for us is going to be the Hollywood Film Festival we have, because 4 years ago, we created the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards, which is the small brother of the Paris Art and Movie Awards. And it's been 4 years already. It's very successful. It used to be in Santa Monica and in Pasadena and in Burbank. We've been all over the place. And this year is going to be digital because California is still kind of a victim of the pandemic. So again, we're going to put our experience for you on the line, and we're going to provide a big digital experience for the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards. Guys, see you in a week with the next guest we're going to have. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.